Hello, everybody, every single person here. Welcome back to Zelda Speedruns 2. Today we have something very, very special for you. We have the Minish Cap Randomizer Tournament Season 2, Round 3, Johnnygameshow56 versus Ricky of Kokiri. And as well as that, we obviously have a lovely tracker with us, Hendris01, doing stuff behind the scenes, and joined by our lovely commentator, iBot02.
Good evening.
Good evening indeed.
As you already said, this is another Minish Cap Randomizer tournament match. We are in round 3 of the Swiss 5 stages of Swiss, 5 rounds of Swiss that we have. So right around the middle. Both of these guys yet to win a match, so still at 0 points. But for one of them, that will change today. And looks like we're starting here, so should be a fun to watch, even if it's probably not the height of execution of the spectrum of skill of this game. So nothing to be found in Link's house. Should see him continue into the tower here, get the 3 checks here for continuing on into town. What they're looking for at the beginning of the game is some way to break trees, which gives access to a lot more of the map, including here in South Harrowfield, the Rupee Cave with 15 checks. That's usually the first thing you want to rush in the early game once you get access to it. So until then, they are just gonna clear Sphere 0 checks to find something to give them access to that. Which could be a sword, bombs, light arrows would do it. And then there's a way to get around those specific trees, like the cape or the flippers. Other things they're doing here, Johnny checked the items in the shop there. They could at most buy could only buy one of them at the moment, but that none of them are anything important tells us that the wallets are not going to be required. And we usually also see a visible item check at Carlos' house, but neither one did that today. There's a sword there for Johnny. Ricky deciding to skip that check is going to continue into the Tingle trees instead, so we'll take a bit longer to find that sword while Johnny is getting this Rupee Cave. And there's a cape, a cane, and a grip ring here, so that's a pretty nice start. Of those, the cape is definitely the best item. Cape is useful pretty much everywhere, just makes things faster. And since it's a very late game item in the vanilla game, it just breaks things in ways that, like, you can get stuff done a lot faster by just being able to skip over things in ways that the developers probably didn't intend for when designing those areas. On the other hand, Ricky finds the moments there in the Tingle trees, so we'll see how long the other items Johnny found will lead them to delay those checks. Shouldn't be too long, but people have avoided Tingle trees for longer than they should before. And another sword. So this is a pretty packed start. We have 2 swords, Momel's cape, cane, grip ring already, and and boots. Okay. Sure. So what can they do with this? Notably, we don't have bombs yet, which is usually a pretty early item, since there are 4 bomb bags in the game. Let's see how long that takes them to find. Yeah, with the cape, you can get over to the lake area and dip into Temple of Droplets, which is probably the best option here. Like, you have stuff in town, otherwise you have some stuff behind the cane, you have like Lower Vale Forts is another good option, especially if you have put together all the items they have with putting together the items they have. There's also Cave 25, which is another 13 or so checks in one area. That's over at Lake, so. And Ricky taking a death to the gun. there's an ocarina. That makes traveling a lot faster and give access to another check right now and possibly a few more later. Yeah, in the spot Ricky's at where you when you turn mission code, you probably want to go to the left side from the portal and go through the hedge at the spot marked with the flowers there to just avoid that golden rope. Because it will kill you. But yeah, looks like Johnny is doing the Tingle Trees here, so we'll find the moments, the other sword, and the boots. While Ricky, I should be going over to the South Harrowfield Ruby Cave, might miss out on the other sword that Johnny has for a while though. That was in the Mayor's basement. That's a check that if you do skip it that early, you are probably hoping to get red sword before then. Blue sword, sorry. But no, looks like Ricky is just doing that. Maybe he didn't mean to skip it earlier and just now remembered it. We'll find the white sword here, so once he gets over to the South Harrowfield Ruby Cave, you'll only be missing the ocarina, and that's at the town bell, so they'll be pretty even at that point. Okay, Ricky also doing town digging. I would have just done the South Harrowfield Ruby Cave first, probably, but this is also not something you want to put off once you find the moments, so just an ordering thing, but this is a fine play. There is a chest in the top area though that Ricky just went past. Let's hope he remembers that. Well, yeah. So at this point, if Ricky's using an auto tracker, you should probably be noticing that this square wasn't cleared, so there's a check left. Which is why he's not just quick warping here. Yeah, okay. So he's a bit confused here, but should be finding that check. Meanwhile, Johnny is saving here. Okay, going over to Trilby. I guess you save there for checking Krenner. If you don't find anything here, you can save scum it. I'm not sure that's worth it if you have boots and cape and stuff. Okay, now he's not going to scum that. With that bottle, probably just go climb Krenner instead. Like, Lake is still a great option, but you're here and you have both Cane and Grip Ring already. There's no reason not to get the Beanstalk and the Wind Crest at least in Krenner, and probably just clear out Cave of Flames for an element. The elements are the things that these runners do need to open up Dark Hyrule Castle to get to the final boss of the game, in addition to just the items that you need to get there. So this the final boss of this game actually requires a whole lot of items. Need 4-sword Gustra Cane just for the boss, and bombs in Dark Hyrule Castle. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, bow. Yeah, also need bow. Also, logically need lantern. You can avoid that, but if you, in that case, you definitely want Great Spin. A wallet at Simon's, that's not going to lead to anything, so... And yeah, Johnny is climbing up Krenner here, using that bottle. Doesn't have bombs, so lower Krenner not having a lot of checks, but with the Grip Ring, that doesn't matter too much. You can still reach the Beanstalk, which is 12 checks up. No, it's 9 checks? I think it's 9 checks up on the Beanstalk, and can also reach Cave of Flames for as an element dungeon. Meanwhile, Ricky is clearing out the Swiftblade dojo here. Wait, no. Ricky still hasn't gone to the South Airfield Rupee Cave to pick up that cave. So you can't clear out Swiftblade. Just getting 3 out of the 4 checks. Johnny just checking the rupees here. Big tree and a scroll there. That's likely to be a spin attack, since that's going to be required to create clones once they find their 3rd sword. Okay, now Ricky is going for the South Harrowfield Cave. We have had a map check. I just haven't put them in chat for Hendris, so he hasn't marked them. Give me a sec. There we go. We did have a map check, and it was non-element droplets and crypt, if I recall correctly. So Ricky just doing some checks that Johnny has already done. Johnny getting some new checks done here up on Krenner, is about to climb the beanstalk, which is the big chunk of checks here. Yes, that element layout does mean that all of the golden kinstones will be required this seed, and we haven't seen a single one yet, so that might turn out bad. Just a wake up mushroom on the beanstalk, that's just a fetch quest. You can turn that in town for another check. So Krenner beanstalk not really paying off. Still feels like droplets is probably the play, although in Johnny's position you absolutely just clear out Cave of Flames. There's nothing that makes that faster aside from hidden go mode, and you're not going to assume you will be able to go mode Cave of Flames, most likely. Not if you have access to it this early. So Johnny's gonna spend time clearing out Cave of Flames. That was indeed a spin attack, so that's a good find. I wonder where Ricky's going to go. Okay, first he's doing the last check of Swiftblade, so... And after that, it's basically a choice of, like, you going to Trilby to find the bottle that obviously Ricky doesn't know about yet, or going over to Lake. And Lake seems a lot better, I don't know. Like, not knowing that the bottle is there in Trilby, I 100% have gone to Lake. Ricky forgetting that you need bombs to use this way though, so... Yeah, bombs are an item that you are just used to having because it's usually early, and then when you don't, you suddenly can't take a lot of the paths that you just take for granted in most seeds. Skipping out on the lower Vale Forest checks here for some reason. Oh! Johnny is not going to be able to finish Cave of Flames here because there's a Smoky on the hard piece, which is the one check that you need bombs for in this dungeon. Fortunately, Johnny does have the Ocarina, so... it's not going to be, like, hard to get back here, and he can get the blue orb to make that even faster. But it's still an unfortunate layout. And yes, obviously the bomb bag could still be in one of the few checks that Johnny can reach in here, which would allow them to clear this dungeon, but it's not likely to be. And Ricky getting stuck in the like there. Okay, got out. There's a London key, that's not useful. Ricky, there's moments checks there. Okay, Ricky deciding to skip the digging cave. I mean, Henry's, yes, but you have. Oh wait, no, Ricky doesn't have the. But like, you have Cape. It's not like the London key actually unlocks any new checks. Dash attack there at London. No, Rom. Ricky did that pot before Software Falls. And Johnny now on the 2-pit fight here. This fight is... There's threats for it, and it doesn't look like Johnny knows any of the fast threats without using bombs or great spin or whatever. So... Considering that, that was a fine fight. But if you compare that to like when a speedrunner does that fight, it can be a lot faster. And yeah, now just going to get the blue warp, and that's it for Johnny in here. Though, as said earlier, does have the ocarina, it's going to be easy to come back here. Did Johnny do the 2 checks past, like, Mirror's Mines? Don't think they did. So, leaving those for after Cave of Flames. Which is fair, like you're gonna go towards those anyways after beating Gleerock, since that opens up another check there. And it's not likely for the bomb bag to be there. Yeah, if those 2 checks are the bombs, that's, well, the only accessible bomb bag, that would be a bit unfortunate for Johnny. Ricky finding a lantern there. Well, Time of Drops is not an element, but that does open up a bunch more checks in there. Johnny finding the graveyard key. So both runners just finding items for the non-element dungeons right now. Graveyard key isn't useful until they have blue sword though. Unlike the lantern, which does open up checks in Temple of Droplets right now. There's the first skinstone for this seed, and that was a Cloud Up skinstone. I really doubt it's going to be AD, but yes, it's possible. Another bottle there in Minish Woods, which is going to steer Ricky towards Mount Granil, probably. So I'd still prefer like lake checks over that. Like we're seeing Cave 25 from Johnny right now. It had Graveyard Key, Kinstone in the book, so nothing immediately useful yet. There's still 3 checks on the Beanstalk to go. But between that and Temple of Droplets, which Ricky got the lantern for, I strongly prefer Lake over Granule here. Ricky is also missing the Ocarina, which is in the town bell. Maybe the lantern will take him over back to town for the Hearth Ledge check, and he'll pick that up. Hopefully. So yeah, Johnny not finding anything too interesting right now in Cave 25. Is going to keep doing legs checks here. Probably going to dip Temple of Droplets. Probably not going to pick up the lantern before then, so only going to be able to do the first ruby path. Which for non-element droplets, that's probably all you really want to do anyways. That, though, of course, they do still need to find some item to progress. Like a bomb bag or a sword or something. And yeah, that this curtain that Ricky is staring at is usually open if you get here, because it opens up if you get bombs or beat Deeper Shrine. Being Deeper Shrine is the vanilla way, but in Rando you almost always get bombs before that becomes relevant. Bad side, if you don't have bombs, can't get through there. And that is usually where the reason for people to save scum the Minchwitz area, so you so you can get just if you don't find anything on the 2 checks in the village, you scum back to the start of Minchwitz and save all the backtracking that Ricky's doing right now. Meanwhile, Johnny is clearing out various other checks instead of going into Temple of Droplets, which is also fair. There's another spin attack. I don't think Johnny has been there yet, so that'll be some spin upgrade for Johnny. Well, Ricky will find some spin upgrade in Cave of Flames. How does it not keep giving arrows and rupees? I'm not sure what you mean. They both have a full wallet, which is why they can't collect any more rupees, and they don't have a bow yet to have a quiver to have arrows. Oh yeah, those various on-the-ground checks that are rupees in the vanilla game are randomized items because of a setting that we usually call Rupee Mania. Though some of the freestanding items are hard pieces instead, and things. Well, the way Johnny is going, they will find the lamp before going into Temple of Droplets. Yeah, setting this quick warp point there and then going into Gaunt's. Gaunt's. Ricky skipped the syrup side. Okay. Don't think Johnny is going to, so we'll see if Ricky missed out on anything important there. And yeah, usually people route this digging cave that Ricky's doing right now, doing the left side checks first, because then you quick warp after the beanstalk to not have to climb it back down. Which is, like, backtracking from that side to the start of the cave is slower than from the left side, where you can just go through the cave relatively quickly. And quick warping after both sides is just slower because of the time it takes to reach the cave. So Johnny checking the Farmer Cave and Orphan Fairy here is now probably going to head into Minish Woods, find the lantern, and then they have a choice of whether to continue towards Minish Village or just finally take it to Temple of Droplets. Getting fast spin here from the spin scroll. Probably not immediately going to Droplets, otherwise they probably would have done Syrup first and then taking the Sticking Cave through to Lake. Now the reason it sometimes puts you at the top of the ladder is if you went to London in between those, which is on the left side. So the way Quick Warp works in this game, it's similar to Save Warp, so that's where the behavior is coming from, but whenever you do a loading transition, so there's some different types of transitions, and but depending on if you cross an area boundary or not, or if like there's a rolling transition between rooms in the same area, that doesn't do it, but when you have a loading transition, that takes you to a new area with the area text showing. And that happens if you go up that ladder and your last area was London, because you went out into this south exit to the cave. So then it sets you quick warp there. But if you do that side first, you will have come from Lake, so it won't show area text there. So it would quick warp you back to this, where you entered the lake from. And that kind of like routing, so with that specific example, you can also just leave the cave through the Digging Cave entrance after going to London, and then go back in, and then it'll show area text there, but since it's not a loading, like not a white transition, it won't set your quick warp. So then if you go up the ladder, it won't set your quick warp there, so from the beanstalk you can quick warp back to wherever you entered Lake from originally. Didn't see Johnny set up a safe scum, but I might have missed it. And it looks like Ricky is now going into Temple of Droplets. Yes? No? Yes. He's doing that. So first check here is always the big key. At least in this version it was a small key leading to the big key before, but that was changed in the latest update. And then once you go through the big door, you get access to most of the dungeon. So there's just two checks here that don't require the big key and one requires a small key. I'm not sure which London spot you mean, Artemis, but since Johnny doesn't have anything new... Oh, no. And Ricky probably saw that before going into that cave, which is why he skipped it. Ricky not doing the left side rupees first. That's usually the first thing we do, since it's just 6 really quick checks. So Johnny, I expect after getting the big key, will just go over there. While Ricky is just going deeper into the dungeon instead. Finds a Castakin stone, so going at least this far is going to be required. So if there's a bomb pack on the first ruby path and that makes Johnny leave there, Johnny will have to come back. But we don't know if they'll just dip out or if they keep going to the second ruby path. Since they delayed this dip until the lantern, they probably keep going further. Bow and sword beam on the left side, so nothing that would make you dip out of here. Bow is one of the items required for the final boss of this game, so that's good. It's also required for Fortress, and not much else. Like there's a few checks that are required, but nothing that they have access to right now, so it's not immediately useful. But again, it will be required by the end of the game, so it's a nice find. So yeah, right now Ricky is a bit further along in this dungeon. Just need to watch his health a little bit. This Dark Maze is a spot where you can easily take a bit of damage, and 2.5 hearts should be fine, but is getting into territory where you should be careful. Especially since they don't have any fairies bottled or anything like that. The ocarina is in the town bell, so... Okay, now Ricky definitely needs to be careful. 1 heart is not comfortable HP anymore. Probably really hoping to find some heart piece here, but no such luck so far. Because they're missing bombs, they will have to skip the bulldozer key drop here in the Dark Maze. Okay, there's a heart for Ricky. That's better. Another spin scroll. This is great spin, so that'll be useful. Ricky can't damage through the enemies if you're on that low health. Oh no. Okay, Ricky died. That's a bad death to take. Like, you're pretty close to getting the blue bob there, as well as the second ruby path. Yeah, you can get some hearts here in this room. There's 2 guaranteed heart spots on either side of the entrance in that room. Okay, looks like Johnny is... Yeah, should probably just get the second ruby path first here, since can't really go to Octo yet. Heart container, book, nothing else. Wow. That's surprising. That's the second book. We do have Kane and Ocarina as well. Well, Johnny has. So, 1 more book to go to be able to check Hilari. Which is, as well as the vanilla flippers check. That one would also be put in logic by the books. And Ricky now almost back to where he was when he died. So on 2.5 hearts now instead, and okay, gets through the room being hit only once by a firebar now. So should be good to go to the second ruby path here. Is instead doing the ice plane checks first. Okay. Well, we just saw from Johnny's side that there's a heart container here, so that'd be nice. Okay, Ricky grabbing that heart container while at less than 1 heart. Very glad to find that. So, what else do we have right now? There's still a lot of town checks that they haven't cleared out. And that's pretty much it. I don't think we have seen the precursor hard piece here that Johnny is going towards right now, but other than that, I can't think of a whole lot of checks that are available that we haven't already seen. Grimblade is one. Well, yeah, like Cuckoos are a thing, but they are in town. Like, I'm just talking about what's not in town. And there's Grimblade here, and can't think of anything else. So it's something in town. Whether that's some of the early town minish checks or Fountain is a thing, or Cuckoos. Right, there's 2 checks up on Krenner that we haven't seen yet. Thanks for reminding me, Andres. There is 2 checks on Krenner that Johnny put off until after doing Cave of Flames, and we joke that if there's a bomb back that would be bad. And it's looking more and more likely for that to actually be a thing. We'll see. Town checks, there's still, like, there's 3 checks in Fountain and 3 checks, like, in the early minish checks, I guess. As well as 2 checks at the school. So it's still more likely to be one of those things, or Cuckoos, than for it to be on those 2 checks on Kremlin. But it's possible. Oh, we haven't seen the bottom check yet either, don't think. Did Johnny do the second ice block check when they were in droplets? Okay, they did. Wasn't on half ledge. Well, yeah, no blue 2 because there's no gust jar yet. Ricky, don't do the puzzle, you have the lantern. Okay, Ricky's doing the puzzle for no reason. And not even doing it correctly. This is not the way the puzzle works. Ricky, just remember you have the lantern. Okay, Ricky, remember the lantern. Got the 5 arrows out of the ice block. So yeah, for Ricky it's Oh, we haven't seen Librao yet either, have we? That's another check. Outside town. But yeah, this looks like a fountain play with getting the bottled water ready from Johnny. So fountain it is. Three checks in there since have both Cape and Kane already. Okay, nothing on the visible hard piece here. Do they have 10 hearts? I didn't count. Looks like 9 on Ricky and that's 10 on John. Is that 9 or 10? That's 10 heart on Johnny. So Waveblade is an option, yes. That's another I didn't think of. Imagine, first bomb back on Waveblade. That just sounds horrible. I guess there was some health in Cave of Flames or like Crandall that Johnny has that Ricky doesn't. It would be, yes, Henris. It would be a meme point, but clearly that's not where it is. It's just gonna be bakery attic, isn't it? Oh, we did find the mushroom on Granny Beanstalk. I forgot about that. There's a fetch quest to turn in here. It's just a hard piece though. And yeah, 2 chicks here at the school with the cane, as well as a visible item that's locked by the 4 swords, so not going to be accessible anytime soon, but if it's anything, that's really good info. And there's the red sword! So it wasn't bakery attic, it was top of the school. Another one of those, always have something location points. So with that red sword, Johnny does have access to Western Woods now, which is somewhere between 30 and 50 checks in a relatively condensed area. And then after that there's Caster Wilds as well, so that's going to be Johnny's next step here. Once you find Red Sword and if you have Spin, you're going to Western Woods. Like, yeah, Johnny not dallying around, just going over there. No, these runners are both on the same seed, so otherwise luck would play a way bigger role in the race than it should. So, that was a bomb bag, at least 1 kinstone, a tingle trophy, another bottle, power bracelets. I think that was it. Yeah, Cloudtop skinstone. Out of those, the bomb bag is the important one that finally enables them to go clear Cave of Flames, as well as doing like the Bellari area checks, doing the scrub here. Oh, the shield was that also there, or I think it was. Shield was earlier. Where was it? I missed that. Okay, somewhere. We don't know. We'll see when Ricky finds it. Okay, Johnny not setting the quick warp at caster before going to the beanstalk here, so I guess is probably, I don't know, what are they planning on doing, because that's a beanstalk! Okay, suddenly 4 sword. So that's the other 2 swords that were still left. And all swords are required to beat this game, so that's really nice to find. Okay, yeah, Johnny is going back, is probably not skipping Percy here, even though he should. And then going into Caster. Yeah, that's a nice find. Forethought is one of those items that can be a pain to find, but not this seed. Ricky now over at Cave of Flames. Going to do the 2 checks that Johnny skipped here first. So these are 2 new checks. While Johnny is clearing out Caster, probably not going to do Minish checks, I'd guess. I don't have flippers to do all the way the hiking check. So that's usually a good enough reason to leave them behind so you don't open that too badly. Yeah, Johnny could just go and clear Cave of Flames, but yeah, I guess with Ocarina, once you have the Wind Crest here, you wanna just go do that. I don't know if Johnny set the Wind Crest yet. Might have started immediately going up. That's a Jabbernut. That's access to Deeper Shrine. So it's another good find. Ricky having some issues getting the bombs to blow up the wall there. Do actually need to either leave Cave of Flames entirely or just quick warp to reload it. Which does also put you back at the... Wait, leaving Cave of Flames didn't do it? No, quick warping does, but I would have expected that to work. Yeah, that surprises me, but like, yeah, quick warp does do it, so once Ricky figures... Yeah, save and quit would also do it, but like, quick warping is just a faster safe warp. Where's Ricky going? Didn't they do these? Didn't they go this way already? Did Ricky only get one of the 2 checks here? Oh, did he just stop going here? Okay. And Johnny is actually doing some of the Minish checks here. Can't do a whole lot of them, so there's 2 more here to the south that they can do right now. Anything more needs flippers, or for the 2 top ones, Gus Sharp would also do it. Like, this is surprising me from Johnny. Like, you got an element dungeon to clear. You have an ocarina to get there and get back here. I don't know why you would do short hiking in this situation. But if something is here... Well, a wallet is not what I would call something, so that didn't pay off. Okay, now Johnny is finally going over to the Wind Crest here. He's going to grab that. Probably say hello to Great Uncle Herbert, get the heart piece out of there. I don't think they are on 9 scrolls yet. 7 scrolls yet. No, it looks like they're on 6 actually. That's flippers! Okay, that opened up a whole lot more checks, including more checks in hiking that Johnny just came from, and is just straight going back there. And a magical boomerang at those 2 checks. not the most useful item, but it can come in handy. Though in this seed, with Temple Drop is not being required and they already having done the path to the second rupee path, I wouldn't expect this to become too useful. Like, the boomerang is great against scissor beetles. It's good at Vati in 3 in the arms if you don't have Great Spin, but they already have that, so that's not a factor. And other than that, you rarely see the boomerang being used. And hiking is nothing, so this didn't pay off at all for Johnny. Going there twice. Oh, going back to Scarblade, yes, that is another check that the flippers open up. Oh no, in Johnny's position I would want to follow up on the bomb back instead. Like, go do Cave of Flames, go do Bellari area, especially with those flippers, like, making the Minish Flippers caves a thing. That's just a good location. What else would you do? Skip Percy. You have like Moat and Great Blade in North Hyrule Fields. Yeah, it depends kind of on what you find in those. Like, you want to do the Town Waterfall. You would want to go probably do the Town Pillar. Get the Endless School Bomb check out of the way. Well, Johnny has been very thorough, but he has been thorough by doing hiking twice. I don't know. There's just better options. You have an Ocarina, like. But yeah, Johnny now going to grab that key, and will then continue further into this dungeon. So both runners are on Cave of Flames, although since Johnny's further in, like, we know Ricky won't find anything here. Ricky is still missing that bomb bag out of Western Woods, which to go there they need to he needs to find the sword at the school rooftop. So he's not going to be able to finish this dungeon right now. You can't grab the pillbugs out of the holes. Once they're in there, they'll stay. At least I don't know of a way to get them out of there. And with a cape you don't need to go the long way through both tornadoes here, but you can just jump from the bottom into this southern tornado to take that over to the right immediately. Parallel beam there, that is Johnny's 7th scroll, so it does unlock Great Anchor Rod, and that's where the shield was. Okay. Was in Cave of Flames. Yeah, shield not useful without bomb bags, without bomb bag here, but So Johnny has 3 more checks after this in the basement, and then like 1 check on Gleok and 1 check on Malari, though Johnny also hasn't done the 2 checks past Malari yet. And that'll be it for Cave of Flames. And on Krenil, they have Greyblade and the Scrub, I want to say. And then... Oh, I guess they do still have a lot of bomb-blocked stuff all around Krenil, since they came here first without bombs. So yeah, nothing else in the basement of Cave of Flames. So just Gleerock and Milari to go here. Which is of course going to be an element for Johnny, so you need to do this boss at some point. Ricky having a slight advantage by having Great Spin in this room. That makes it a lot faster. And just nicer to do as well. Didn't get the blue warp though, so that cost more time. I guess Ricky only really has town left at this point. Like, there's Wave Blade, which I think Ricky got up to 10 hearts on Cave of Flames. And that's pretty much it. He's still at 9. Oh, he hasn't done the Beanstalk yet. Okay. Well, that's a lot more checks than I thought. Oh, okay, yeah. He is still at 9, but there was some amount of heartbeats at the Beanstalk, I think. In addition to that mushroom. Okay. Oh no, there wasn't a heart piece there. It was the other Beanstalk we were thinking of, Hendris. The one with the 2 swords. That had like 3 heart pieces. So yeah, Johnny getting the first element just under an hour, which is fairly slow for a first element, but then you, like, they do have a lot of the required items already. The notable exception to that is Kinstones, which they are missing a lot. Like, we have 3 out of 9 Kinstones right now, and all 9 are going to be required to beat the seed. Though, the upside of that is that if we find the Gust Jar before the 6 remaining Kinstones, at least one of Fortress or Palace will be a Go Mode dungeon. Which is always nice. Either of those, you're very happy to be able to Go Mode. Fortress probably saves more time than Palace, but even Palace, you're still happy to not have to do every check in there. So yeah, Johnny does have the scrub here, Grey Blade, and then all of the bomb block stuff, basically. Which means, 6 checks on lower crenel and the behind the wall bomb chest and fairy 3 more checks on upper crenel. If I'm counting correctly. So the bow butterfly there at first checking gravity. Out of the 3 butterflies, that's probably the one you want to have most. You can, like, it speeds up how fast you can fire arrows with bow. You can do that with the boots as well, but Ricky is not happy with fighting that ocarina. It did do a notable facepalm there. He's not happy that he skipped it earlier, specifically, probably. Like, it's a nice find, but could have had that a while ago. Johnny is getting more of the Mount Granite checks here. Having done all of the Beanstalk Star area without bombs means you kind of got to go back with once you find those. Nothing interesting on the bomb fairy either. Don't think either runner picked up the... Like, Johnny didn't pick up the butterfly and Juliette either, but it's also not really an important enough item to bother with that. Like, it's nice to have the butterflies, but I know if I would spend the time getting it from Juliette. I guess you're also doing the other Minish checks and... pretty sure... Oh, that. I was gonna say, like, it looked like every bot command was broken, but then it did work again. Ah, now it's displaying the names correctly, yes. Ricky doing Cocos here. I don't think Johnny did this, so this is a new check, but not really likely to have anything. Like, we know that Ricky's next sword is up on the school rooftop. So that's probably the only thing that they could get here in town. Yes, Johnny is on 4 sword, Ricky is on green sword. There's a sword on the school rooftop and 2 swords on the Western Woods Beanstalk. Western Woods also has bombs and power bracelets and flippers in Great Uncle Herbert's hard piece and Tingle Trophy. Oh, and a Jabbernet somewhere.
I heard you need some backup.
Yeah! Hello there, Myth.
Hi, how's it going?
Going quite well.
Oh, Johnny's got a 4 sword? What is this thing?
Yes, so we did get quite the packed early start. Like, it was 2 swords in 3-0, Molmets, and then Cape, Cane, Grip Ring in the Rupee Cave, Lantern early in Minish Woods, Boots and also 3-0. Like, this was a stacked start, and then, like, next sword on school rooftop, 2 swords in Western Woods on the Beanstalk. Found flippers over at Great Uncle Herbert's grave. The heart piece. I'm missing anything important. Those were the major items. Like.
Yeah, and Johnny's already got Cave of Flames done, so he's done a good job.
Yeah,
of
Johnny
getting...
had to double dip Cave of Flames because the bomb bag was also only in Western Woods. So,
Oh,
but Ocarina was at the bell, so they had that before even going to Krenner, so it was fine. Like, if you dip Krenner, Cave of Flames with Grip Ring and Cane, and you have the Ocarina, you don't mind having to double dip it for bombs if you see the key on the heart piece.
yeah, no, that's not bad at all. Like, yeah, you would set the blue warp as you were going through, knowing that you would have to come back later. Have we seen a Temple of Droplets dip yet?
Yeah, we have seen pretty much everything that they could do without having had Red Sword, which was a Kinstone in there and I want to say a book.
Right.
We're on 2 books right now. I think one of them was
Yes.
in Temple of Droplets. I think that was it, though. So, like, you had to go in there for the Caster Kinstone, but that was fairly early.
So I'm guessing it's just hunt around the overworld until you get some kinstones.
Yeah. Johnny could dip Deepwood here. They haven't done, well, like, because of the late bomb back, they haven't done Bellari area at all yet, which they also get the Minish Flippers checks here. But I guess a Deepwood dip with Lantern here isn't too bad. It's probably what I would do.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not the worst way to make.
I don't think they have anything else left, actually. Like, not much else left.
Like
Maybe
Royal
in North Wayfords.
North Vale Falls. Where's the Vale Falls kinstone?
No, just the 3 checks before that.
Oh, just that. Okay.
Which
I
they haven't done any of those because late bomb back.
Yeah. I think going to Royal Crypt here is even better than going to Deepwood.
Oh yeah, we can just go full clear graveyard. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Yeah, that's probably the best play right now.
Yeah, I agree. That's probably better than Deep. I think the Deepwood dip is still fine because it's an element dungeon and you're just gonna make some progress towards that. Like, given that you have Ocarina, you have Flippers, you have Lantern, you can do some stuff in there.
You get some good information from it. You'll know if you get locked out straight away that everything's going to be locked behind a Gust Jar, essentially.
Ricky finding a Caster Kinstone there in the shop attic, I think?
Right, that's our second.
That's the second.
Oh.
That's also one that Johnny's missing. Which...
Yeah, they've got
the later it's getting, the harder it gets to find those one-off checks. Johnny found a Cloud of Kinstone in the Minish Flippers caves, but that location shouldn't be one that you miss.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah, they've definitely got a rough element layout. They're pretty much going to be full clearing every dungeon.
No. They're not going to be full clearing every... Like, assuming you find the Gust Jar at some point before the 4 remaining kins, you're gonna be able to go mod 1 or Fortress of Palace guaranteed.
Yeah, but just depending on where kinstones are located, they may get forced into... I mean, it's not really getting forced into a graveyard. Graveyard's just a good play anyway.
Graveyard's just a good play, but... And then...
Getting forced into...
Like, you're probably getting either the Wayfords or the last Caster Kinstone, and then that's a whole more checks behind either of those. Like, that's probably the next thing that they get access to, right? It's either go to Wind Ruins and Fortress, which they can full clear once they get access, or get the Wayforce Kinstone to get all of the checks up in Wayforce and Cloud Tops.
Yeah, Johnny's got 2 more checks here before they will know if their gas jar locked or not. I think they might be hoping that there's no more small keys here, because then they can just leave and come back after they get their gas jar.
Which, there's a small key on the hard piece there. There's a small key there, so can keep going. I don't think I mind getting access to the blue warp here, small key here. But
it's just a bit of a peace of mind kind of thing, knowing that you're guaranteed to only come back here.
Well, yeah, but if you do the these checks aren't that slow though. If you get the small key to get access to the back, those aren't slow checks.
Yeah, to be honest.
So you get those extra checks, and then you are in the same position where you only come back here with Gastra.
Yeah, to be honest,
it's not like you're going to leave checks in here that you could have gotten without Gastra.
Yeah. Yeah, no checks in Deepwood are so long that you go, now I'm not going to bother doing that. Except for, like, I don't know, the basement without the cape. Maybe you make a play and decide, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but
that's really it.
That is locked behind the Gastra, so
yeah,
they don't have access to that yet.
Yeah, no, the big downside to Deepwood dips is that it takes forever to get back to the dungeon.
Yeah, but with Ocarina, it's not that... Like, yes, it's probably the second longest to get there. Well, no.
Ricky finds
Fortress is definitely longer, and I think Graveyard, like Royal Crypt, is also longer, though you don't really double dip that ever.
Yeah, Ricky gets that red sword, needs to head over to Western Woods and go get their items.
Yeah, and Western Woods, like, it's a bomb bag and 2 swords for sure, and then it's like the flippers on Swiftway the third house piece in Castor. Power braces are there, but really don't care too much. It's nice to have power braces when it's required pellets, just so you know, like, you're not going to get screwed over by the big key being on pot push, but... Where is Ricky going?
I hope he's not doing Dr. Left.
He can't, he doesn't have power braces.
He doesn't,
I just said that they were in Western Woods.
Oh, he's just going to Fountain. Okay. I mean, it's not the worst play. You've got Cane and Cape, so you can full clear it. But
you got Western Woods.
Yeah, exactly. You never do anything over Western Woods.
Well, there's a few checks that you would do on the way.
Oh yeah, on the way.
London Secret comes to mind as one that is common enough to.
Fountain isn't an on the way check. It's a dead end.
It's not an on the way check at all. So yeah, Johnny got to the blue warp here and has nothing else left in Deepwood. Didn't get anything of importance there, but you never know. It could be a vanilla Gastra, which you don't want to get, go full clear Palace and Fortress just to then find a vanilla Gastra. So I think clearing out what you can Deepwood in this kind of seed makes sense, where you're just looking for Gastra and Kinstones.
Gastra and Vale Falls area. Possibly.
Or Fortress area. Yeah, basically. Those are the, it could be in Graveyard.
Yeah,
but
Graveyard as well.
Those are the 3, areas that are left, I think. It could be on Yelari, but who knows. Actually, has Johnny turned in that Tingle trophy yet?
Is Johnny going for Templar droplets? Oh, okay, they're handing in...
No, Waveblade. I don't think Johnny can... Okay, there's 2 things Johnny can do in Temple of Droplets. the Bulldozer key drop, and Octo. I don't think
Oh,
going back
right.
into Time of Troubles for either of those in this situation would be worth it.
Yeah, probably not.
Can do the like flippers checks though. Did get flippers since they were last in lake.
I don't know, every now and then you get these, Octo's not required, but it actually is seeds.
Yeah, but this is a nice seed so far.
So
So
far.
are you really going to gamble on Octo over Graveyard?
Oh no, you definitely want
No,
to do Graveyard.
like,
I'm
there's
surprised
no way,
Johnny
right?
hasn't run Graveyard yet. Like, these chicks are far slower than what you can go get in Graveyard.
Yeah, maybe just not thinking of that. I don't know. Like, Johnny has been just clearing everything on, like, going through in a I will do every check mindset.
And that is...
They did go to hiking twice, like short hiking, then finding flippers, then go right back to hiking before when they had element cable flames to do with getting the bombs. Like,
Yeah.
and I mean, from the way this race is going, they have that freedom to just do everything and not get screwed over by any out of like single location that turns out to have something important. Because they just have that execution advantage.
Yeah, it's smart play by Johnny. Definitely, if you know that you're the you've got the upper hand in terms of execution, then you should play defensively and not make major mistakes.
So yeah, there's the quite nice beanstalk for Ricky. Well, Ricky isn't happy to find those swords there because he knows it's late to get to that. Cut off metal is a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we have seen a check of the visible item in Carlos' house. I know neither one did it right at the beginning, and I don't think.
I'm pretty sure if you don't do it at the beginning, you don't do it.
I mean, you can, like, if you don't do it at the beginning and then you go for, like, have cape and go for, like, fountain, you can check it there on the way. But yeah.
Oh.
There's a kinstone!
Yeah, that kind of information is really important to know.
I mean, it's not like it took Johnny any time since getting the Call of Metal to get there.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
On a seed like this, but you do get instances where you could get the Karlov medal in somewhere like Palace, and it's like, I never checked the visible item, I don't know, and then when you go and check it,
and then it turns out to be your last cast kinstone, and you could have go modded
that was your
from
go mode item.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm not saying it's not worth it to get that info, but in this case, it turned out fine. I think that was the last spin scroll for Johnny there.
Yeah, nothing else in the school garden.
Yeah, but you just got access to Veil 4. It's like, there's gonna be something there. Now, Johnny does still need to go do the minish checks. Was either Stockpile Attic or Bakery Attic that had a kinstone that Johnny has yet to pick up. I mean, at this point, I would do Veil Force before Graveyard, but I am also surprised that Johnny's sticking around doing the sewers instead of going.
I think
for
it's a reasonable assumption to make that there's a Veilful's Kinstone in Graveyard. You can do that first and then do...
Oh, there was a Cloud
go
of
to-
Kinstone. Sorry, tracker had it marked as a Veilful's Kinstone for a moment after. Found it.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, no, we didn't get Veilful's.
Okay,
that was powerful.
then yes, Graveyard is the play still. I was thinking there was a Veilful's Kinstone that John just picked up. Okay, with the Cloud of Kinstone that makes more sense. Yeah, Graveyard is the play. Like, you do check those 3 checks out of Veilful's, but
I mean, yeah, they're gonna do that. They're gonna do the quick check into Veilful's before doing anything else. Oh, no, that's right. Johnny hates Graveyard.
oh, is it that?
Yeah.
So, well,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm
well,
pretty
they
sure I
are about to
remember him
last
saying-
location it. I think. Like, they might have Doctor left still, but other than that, it's not a lot of checks other than Graveyard left. Well, they do have Town Minish checks in general, like more than just Doctor left. Like we mentioned, there is a Kinstone they have here to pick up there. Or Mode. I guess they also haven't done Great Blade yet then?
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes you can route Great Blade through into Trilby, but
Yeah, but
because of that
if you
flip
find
is-
the flipper, like you're gonna... No, like you found the flippers in Caster, if you're gonna go to Great Blade you would have checked Mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not even gonna do Graveyard, they're gonna do the Great Blade and then...
No,
I
but
don't know,
Great
yeah,
Blade, like
yeah.
this is on the way to Graveyard.
Is it? I would check this after Graveyard. I think it's faster to do this on the way out of Graveyard. It depends on what you've done in Trilby already, but you could probably grab this. Like,
I think
let's say out of this now.
they've done everything in Trilby.
If they've done everything in Trilby, I'll still do that after Graveyard. At the
They are
Graveyard,
just going to
once you've-
flute away from Royal Crypt.
Yeah, they'll flute to town, and then grab that, and then quick warp, and then go to Veilful's. Assuming that they got the Veilful's Kinstone in
Which
Graveyard.
it could very well be the Caster Kinstone instead.
Oh, it could be a Caster Kinstone.
I think getting that then is fine. Like, yes, you might, like,
Oh, yeah.
maybe you should have gone there first and quick warped if that's faster than doing it this way, like when leaving town. But other than that, I think doing it then is fine. It's not like it's slow to go back from there through the cave to push the block. Like,
Oof, getting grabbed by the genie.
and that's a Kinstone. That
That's a-
was a
that's a
Caster
Caster.
Kinstone.
Yeah, there we go. There's Fortress Access. As soon as Johnny goes back
As
to
soon
town.
as Johnny goes back to town to find the third Caster Kinstone, yes. Which... Do you think there's anything else here?
Veilful's
Or is it
Kinstone.
just going to be
I'm
in
adamant.
Fortress of Gomod?
It's Veilful's Kinstone, and they're gonna get red herringed by that.
Yeah, and they never do town, and... Like, that's the... thing I'm kind of fear... Like, if... would be the worst case scenario, probably, for
yeah, we
Johnny
don't
here.
want that to happen. It's just something that
Like-
could.
Best case scenario for Johnny, they find a Cloud of Skinstone here, and the Veilful's Skinstone and Castra are both easy in wind rooms.
Oh yeah, and then
That's just like you found something here, so it was good to keep going, but it didn't help you right now, and you still had to find that caster in town to be able to go anywhere. Anything I say on dock without having done that just makes it harder to find that. So one more item here in the crypt.
It's 2 small keys here,
Yeah,
and then
there's one item on the Ghost King.
Yeah, one
It's
item.
not an
on the
element.
Ghost King.
And since they're getting these small keys, they're getting the Ghost King item.
Yeah.
So, worst case for Johnny, it's vanilla.
Oh no.
Yes. Let's just hope it's not. Johnny getting a hug from the crypto there. Did manage to set it on fire the second time though.
Oh.
It's a bomb bag. That's a good thing to find. Second bomb bag's nice, but doesn't open anything to take Johnny away from the caster stone town.
Yeah, I
Which
was
is-
wondering there if they save as they go into Royal Crypt so that they can do a save scum on the king, but I don't think the cutscene is long enough. is it?
The cutscene isn't that long. Like,
Yeah, it would only be if you were in Fortress and you just got the graveyard key or something.
oh
and-
yeah, if you are leaving Fortress in this kind of situation to go to Graveyard, yes, you do save
Ooh.
there, but
Okay, we're seeing Johnny doing town minish checks. I mean, they got the cane, so these should be pretty quick.
so they should be finding the caster stone soon here, and we'll take that straight to Wind Runes. Don't think they have anything else left. Okay, what's Stockwell Attic?
Yeah, Stockwell Attic's a bit of a rough one as well because once you get the cane, it becomes a one-off instead of being one of the
Yeah,
minish
instead of
checks.
these two and Stockwell being like 3 in a row, you just get those two
Okay.
from that, and
Oh, Johnny, you don't. Oh, Johnny did get the power bracelets.
they have
okay.
power bracelets. They went west of woods, in the True Ruby Cave.
Oh,
So yes, Doctor Left is still a thing that I don't think Johnny has done.
oh, Ricky did get them. Okay.
Yes, Ricky did get them. And there's the third caster for Johnny.
Yeah, they're going to immediately go over to Fortress now.
Oh yeah, that's... Well, getting
You
Swift
might as well do
first,
this way
sure.
as well.
Uh,
You can do the fusions here first. Dip into Wind
is that
Rune.
faster?
Then you go to Swift Blade, and then you can quick warp from Swift Blade to
Yeah.
get.
Is that actually faster? Like, sure, if you do that to go to like hiking, I believe it's faster.
Mm. Actually, screen transitions are long.
Yeah, that's why. Like,
I was thinking because of the Zephyr flying.
yeah,
in
I guess the first
animation.
flying in is also not that fast, but can't be a lot difference either way.
Yeah, it's probably something I'd have to time, and if it's something I have to time, it doesn't matter.
You don't need to worry about it too much. Yeah.
The difference is basically negligible.
Yeah, I guess inventory like if you need to time it at that point, inventory movement becomes a thing, and like are you on a good inventory spot or are you on sword anyways or whatever? How long does it take you to get to the quick bow spot? Do you want to have your inventory spot on sword after that, or where have you had it before? At that point, you probably just shouldn't worry about it. Like, I don't think that's a level of routing efficiency has at the moment.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah, I think the only menu efficiency I have is knowing, like, being able to quick walk when you have sword, like the cursor over sword. You just pause and press it up and left, and then.
Yeah, that is just an ingrained, like that's in muscle memory. At some, like you get that in muscle memory quickly, because it's just you do quick warps multiple times. That's the movement you have to do on every successive one.
Yeah, and every time you do a quick warp,
and if you equip your sword, it's also the same. Like that comes up often enough that it's the most common one. And if my inventory spot's anywhere else, I probably do a left and up movement before realizing that I should have done something else to get to quick warp.
Yeah, that happens all the time. Like you could be on Ocarina and then do it, and it's like, oh damn it, I was right next to it.
Yeah, I think with like bottom row, I probably go, but like, say you are on bombs or whatever. So Ricky did a small dip into Graveyard and then dipped out before finding that caster Kingston.
Oh no.
He's now in Cave of Flames to get the element here. So we need to go back for Dumpe later.
Yeah, no, not a good idea.
Ricky is also still missing one Cloudtop's Kingstone somewhere. I'm not sure where that was. I guess it's the one in Minish Flipper's Caves, probably?
We saw them get that.
They got that one, then I don't know which one they're missing. But yeah, Johnny in Fortress. I expect at least a Wave Falls Kingstone out of this. Possibly plus a Gust Jar. That's what it feels like. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely a Veil Falls Kingstone. I'm not sure if the Gust Jar's here. Gust Jar might be in power. Or it's just in Veil Falls on the rupee checks there. That's a spot the Gust Jar could be.
Yeah. No one wants Gust Jar knocked to Artemis. Yes, that's possible, but please no.
Yeah, and all of the Gust Jar locked checks in Templar droplets are locked behind keys as well, so.
Well, they got all keys.
Yeah, exactly.
So keys don't.
Yeah, but if there were any Gust Jar locked locations,
I don't think we've seen Underwater Pot, actually. We haven't seen Underwater Pot, we haven't seen Bulldozer drop in droplets.
Yeah.
Because they went there before bombs and flippers. And obviously we haven't seen Octo yet, but I also don't expect we'll see Octo.
Yeah, very likely we won't. And well, if we do see Octo, then it's going to be last location.
Yeah. Then it was required.
In about an hour and a half.
It wouldn't take that long.
They'll be doing everything else.
Well, yes, but everything else for Johnny is full clear Fortress. And then maybe go to Veil Falls or Deepwood, depending on what like they find. But I guess, yeah, if it's access to Palace and then you got Gust Jar and Octo, that's just terrible all around.
Oh, there is.
There's the Gust Jar. So, Gust Jar was in here. We'll see if the Veil Falls Kingstone was too, or if it's just gonna be in Deepwood. So if you find the Velfall skins in here, do you dip after Mazal? And just think that your Cloud Skinstone is up in Velfalls or Cloudtops? Or do you keep looking until you're absolutely sure that it's not here? I think if I found the Velfall skins in here, I'd dip. But
You'd save here and then dip, because your one item is the last Kinstone, and it could still be here, and then you would...
But I
then if
do
you
go do
scum,
the
then
element
you'll-
in Deepwood. So I don't want to
Oh.
save scum that away.
Yeah, this is a really tough position, actually.
Yeah, like if it wasn't for that, that would be an easy, like, go dip, go to Velfalls, and I guess you have to climb it again if you save scum it, but that's way better than having to go back to Fortress. But
You,
because
you
of
need
that Gastja as well, it's not as, like, you don't want to save scum away your element out of Deepwood.
Yeah,
So-
I don't think it really does matter what decision you make, you just need to commit to it.
Oh yeah. No, if you dip out of here, you're not coming back until you've... Well, do you do
Yeah.
Octo before you come back? That's the one that
No.
I could see not doing. But, like...
Like, Octo is always going to be last location. You'll be able to go back to Fortress and full clear it before you do Octo.
Yeah. Like, that's the one where that commit to your play is you're not literally last location in Fortress. You are leaving Octo till after it.
But yeah, we're guaranteed right now to have Go Mode Palace, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, by the time we were missing 6 Kinstones and a Gastja, it was likely we would go mode either Palace or Fortress.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly surprised at that.
Alright, if you get a book here in Fortress, do you bail?
If I get a book, I'm doing the save scum thing.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, actually, that's
Like, to check
straightforward,
Hilari
yeah.
and,
You
like,
do your
yes,
Hilari.
I'm doing a save scum.
Or do you just not do the save scum, full clear Fortress, get Yulari, and then go on your way to your next
I guess you
location?
could, like...
Maybe not even doing
no,
the
not
save
if I
scum
don't have
first,
the
but-
Velfall Skinstone out of here.
Yeah, because you need 2 items and Yulari can't have both.
Well, the Velfall Skinstone can easily lead to the Cloud of Skinstone.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, if I'm not having the Velfall Skinstone here, I would dip for Yulari, but then I would save scum back here and full clear this place before going to Deepwood, just in the hopes of finding the Velfall Skinstone here.
Well, we got double bosses right now. We've got Mazao over on Johnny's side, and then Ricky's doing Glee Rock.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure which of these should be faster. I guess
Glee Rock.
Glee Rock has longer invulnerability phases between the phases that
I think Glee
Mazal
Rock
phases
is-
take longer. I think Mazal should take longer.
Yeah, Mazao is about 240 optimally, and Glee Rock is pretty much exactly 2 minutes.
Okay.
What's my favorite boss? Oh, maybe Glee Rock. Sorry, not Glee Rock. Georg.
York is fun.
I always say I hate that boss, but if you do a boss too many times, you'll end up hating it.
Yeah. What would be my favorite? I do
Or
like
Octo.
Mazal a lot. But
Either Georg or Octo for me, because when you pull off a manip, it's just
oh yeah, getting Octomanip is actually quite fun. Now that I have managed to do it like twice.
yeah.
Not that I've now that I've done it twice, it feels way more lenient than because both of those were not good Octo fights, but then it worked to get the mana up. So I don't know.
Yeah, as you do it more and more, you'll get more of a feeling of like how much leeway you have in certain areas to.
Yeah, I was really surprised that both of those worked. Like I ran into Octo multiple times during those, and it just.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised. Because
Yes,
sometimes
exactly.
I barely get shoved a small amount and then it fails, and some other time, like I do remember like one time I got hit multiple times. And I
No,
was
like
"This
both
could
of
be
those, I got hit
different work."
before second phase. So like after first phase, when the floor freezes for the first time, I just
that's
slid
normally
down.
just rip. That's normally
No,
just.
both of those worked.
Yeah. Yeah, Octominip's funny like that sometimes. It would just.
Yeah. Okay.
It depends
Johnny
on what
going
kind
back
of
into
Georg.
Fortress.
Actually, I don't think there are any kinds of Georg fights that are awful, because the worst case scenario is any percent.
The worst case
and
scenario is when you
I
die.
can do that. Oh, the worst case scenario is when you die. But I mean, going into the fight, item-wise, what items do you have equipped to do the fight? And worst case
yeah.
scenario is blue sword without any scrolls.
Well, with
Other
just
than
normal spin.
Yeah, just regular spin,
Yeah.
which is fine.
It's pretty bad.
I do it for any percent. It's.
Oh yeah, sure. If you get used to it, I'm sure. But if you aren't used to it, it's.
Yeah, it's.
Armthrust is a lot nicer and a lot more forgiving. Let's just put it that way. Oh, was this against Dawn? No, this was the butterfly. I was like, Ricky had something. There was something here, but yeah, it was just a butterfly. For Ricky.
Yeah, and you know what, Hendris? No one else has ever been able to pull off Georg Minute other than me, so that is another one.
Clearly, you haven't explained it well enough.
Well, it's because everyone looks at it and goes, no.
Well, yeah, sure.
I said
like,
it's.
Of course, no one has pulled it off if no one else has attempted it.
It's about as hard as Vati Minute. But no one wants to learn it for a miscellaneous category.
Yeah, 500% is a meme category.
If you want,
it looks like a really
if you
fun
want Ricky
category,
enough, you'll learn it.
Hmm?
If you want world record hard enough, learn it. That's all I can say. My run's a bit shit. Like it gets 2 ink Octo. I lose a minute on Octo. It's 3 times play for anyone.
Thought Octominute. After doing Blue Chew.
Bootless, shieldless Octominute. Yeah, that makes sense.
After doing Blue Chew, right? You gotta come from Blue Chew, right?
Yeah, we come immediately from Blue Chew. What is 500% a catastrophe? It used to be a fun category and then I ruined it.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I never.
Yeah.
There is code left in this game for a debug item. Called the. What's it called? No, it's not called the fire rod.
What the Crusher?
Tiles set something.
Oh, okay.
Like there's some name for it. I'm not sure what it was right now. That uses the fire rod sprite, I think. And so, well, you can re-enable that so you can get that fire rod, which is where the name comes from. And yeah, it allows you to overwrite tile types. Like copy-paste tiles or change tile types.
And in the speedrun, we run a hacked version of the game, which has the fire rod as an obtainable item in Link's house, and then from that point we use it to walk through walls and do.
It's a really fun
wrong walks and
that's kind of the only equivalent of a heavily glitched category that this game has.
Yes.
Like, it behaves a lot like out-of-bounds speedruns in other games, or like really
yeah,
heavily glitched
basically.
categories in other games.
Yeah, like when I started watching Fire Rod, it wasn't that overworld breaky. Like everyone would just walk across the overworld to get to the locations that they needed to do, and then
and then
walk through walls inside dungeons to get to the bosses faster. But
that's slow.
yeah, like if you instead go into a dojo and then do side-scrolling transitions, you can go to all of the other dojos and you've got a fast travel mechanic. And then yeah, it's just a case of looking into the game code and seeing which rooms are next to what other rooms, and then you can walk from Link's house to Dampe and go to Dark Horror Castle quicker. So yeah, I love my new route. It's really something special.
Yeah. That said, Johnny did go clear all of Fortress, didn't find anything else there, is now in Deepwood. So
yeah, you definitely do that. This is just safe, solid routing from Johnny.
yeah, like it's most likely in Deepwood, or there's a way for the Kingstone on Outman map.
Yeah, there's the boss.
I think that's
key.
pretty much what it's down to at the moment.
Yeah, vanilla.
And since there's an element here and you gotta do that anyways, like vanilla boss key there, which is always not fun, but means you weren't really skipping anything in this dungeon, so So yeah, I think Johnny likes just using the pod for cover here. Does make it a bit slower since
yeah,
you
get an
can
extra
get
wobble.
green shoot to fall faster if you go to the other side from where it like move towards the center, or like if it doesn't have to move towards the center, that saves a bit of time, but it's not too slow. And it's really easy, so
It makes the fight about 10 seconds longer than otherwise, so...
yeah, but it
the
makes
fight-
it free. Like you can
Yeah. I mean, the fight's
just
already
worry
free
about
anyway.
other things by doing it this way.
Yeah. The fight should take, like, optimally, it's around about the minute mark, depending on RNG. It's either slightly above or slightly below.
Okay, nothing on green shows, so it's Saltman Myth. Like, is there anything? Oh, Gastro checks in Todd, of course.
Yeah.
Well,
Did they check
That's no
Tingle
fun.
on the way?
Hmm?
Did they check Tingle at any point?
I want to say we've seen Tingle. at
Oh,
some
Tingle had
point.
remotes.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yes, they did. Both of them.
Oh, and there's this check as well, the flipper's hole. Oh! Wait, did they already... Oh, okay.
They would have had access to that for a long time, so maybe?
Interesting route from Johnny there. He ran around the south of the house.
Yeah,
Going south there makes me think that he was going to do that flipper's cave, but...
It makes me, like, the way that, because they said quick warp, it makes me think they haven't done it yet. So they wanted the quick warp at town. Instead of just going straight into the tower.
Oh, right. I mean, what else in town do they have?
Doctor left?
Wait, did they only just get the power bracelets?
No.
Or bombs?
No, all of those were in Western Woods, but they have had better stuff to do since then, since they got pretty much everything else in Western Woods as well.
Yeah. I guess if
And
they're
they
just
had already
missing
dipped
check-
Fountain before.
Oh, they dipped
I
Fountain
think.
prior. Okay, then, yeah.
Yeah, like they had Cape and Cane way before them. So they did all the 3 checks in Fountain.
Johnny struggling through the Lost Woods with his lantern on. It attracts all of the the ghosts, and then they come and aggro you and bully you.
I mean,
so
Ricky.
it's Ricky.
Yes. It's probably still better if you don't know the area that well.
I mean, all of the rooms are identical.
Well, yeah, in the Lost Woods,
there's
sure.
a genie in the middle. You just need to count the screen transitions.
Yeah, if you have dash attack, that's really... Like, just dash through all of those rooms and... might take damage waves. Oh, need to be further south there. If you miss the tree there, you should just reset the room by going into the Lost Woods and back north. It will always like put you back there, and it will put the crow back in that tree, so you just dash left and immediately get it.
Yeah, you don't need to go around here trying to hunt where the crow is.
I think it always goes to the tree next to Dumpe's house next.
I mean, not always.
But usually.
It usually, yeah.
But it's still...
Again, you don't want to
like,
be guessing.
Yeah, you don't want to be guessing, and it's still faster to just do the 2 screen transitions.
I've seen it go to other trees before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't, but... like... It's guaranteed to be, like, I think at least it's guaranteed to be in the lower left tree if you reload the room, so... the Gust Jar is in Fortress of Winds. Yeah, it's called the Gust Jar, but Vacuum Jar is also a perfectly appropriate name for it.
I prefer Hoover Jar.
Sure. So yeah, Temple of Droplets it is. So there's a few like checks that aren't too bad, which if it's in the Dark Maze modus or chest, I guess you just had to have routed it differently to have it be nice. Same kind of goes for the underwater pot, and then Ice Matter Pillars post-Twin Frozen are not too bad to get. And then there's Blue.
They put the Gust Jar there, so they're going to be doing the 2 Gust Jar locked chests here first before.
Well, you do these and underwater pot.
Oh yeah, I guess if they haven't done on underwater pot as well. Yeah,
they've cleared everything they had here before flippers and bombs.
Oh, they didn't even have flippers. Okay.
No, flippers were over in Castor. They got flippers after bombs.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Yeah, how many small keys do they have?
They got all 4.
They do have all 4, okay.
Yes, so the doors they opened are past Dark Maze and to the top.
Yeah, the
second ice block
one. Yeah, you definitely leave Wobbuffet for last here because you.
No, you leave Octo for last.
Well, okay.
You leave Blue Chew for second to last.
Yes. I mean, out of these Gust Jar locked checks.
Yeah, sure.
Because you want to make sure that you get a dungeon.
You do Yelari before Blue Chew?
Yes.
But you're safe here to be able to come back quickly, right? Like, save, go, do Yelari. If it's a Veilfall Skin Stone, great, you're doing that. If not,
if it's a Cloudtop Skin
back
Stone.
to droplets.
If it's a Cloudtop Skin Stone.
If it's a Cloudtop Skin Stone, you just flute back to Lake and take that bit of time loss.
Yeah, I guess.
And you're very happy to have found that. Like,
yeah. Right, Ricky has all of their kinstones after making their way through Royal Crypt, so they're going to be going to Fortress.
Yeah, we'll find the Gust Jar there. They're still missing one Cloud Skinstone somewhere that Johnny found, so that'll possibly be somewhat hard to find, unless it was in Deepwood, which... Don't think Ricky has Deepwood. So if it's there, that's just very nice for Ricky. Okay, Johnny going for the Moldosaurs. Yeah? Where's Ricky going? Ricky, you do know you can just press B to get out of that, right? No? Okay.
Wait, what?
Oh. Ricky accidentally pressed Ocarina, got grabbed by Zephyr, and flew to
right.
Chester.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can quit out of that menu. If you say no to the question of travel to the wind quest, it will drop you out of there, where you like got grabbed. If you just press B before sticking wind quest, it will get you out of there. So
Right, Johnny just picked up a map for Templar droplets.
yeah, didn't save before leaving, I don't think.
I didn't see a save.
So if it's not on Yulari, that's
You're just
gonna
have to
take a bit more time,
boot
but
back.
it's not a whole lot. You have the Ocarina, like.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Once you get the Ocarina, you can kind of not really care too much about.
Yeah,
save
for
states.
that specific situation, like, it still takes a bit of time to get back into Temple of Droplets just from the Wind Crest, so I would still have done the save scum there.
Yeah, the save scum is definitely worth it, but it's not.
But it's not a big deal.
It's not a huge deal that they're not doing it. It's not like they were bailing out of Fortress, because getting back
Yeah.
to Fortress is much longer.
No. At Fortress, you definitely want to keep that kind of thing in mind more. And it wasn't on Yulari.
Yeah.
Can't even really be happy about that, because every single check that was left out of those three, like Octobluchu, Yulari, would be a mean point on the list anyways. Where's Johnny going,
Does
though?
Johnny not check South Vapors?
They didn't check Split Blade because they didn't have flippers.
Ah, okay, so they've done everything else here. There's just.
I'm
gonna
pretty
be
sure they
one
did everything else. Like, when they were up in Alpha Vapors earlier, we saw the chests open in the digging cave, right?
Yeah.
So, they did everything else, they just haven't done Split Blade. But that wasn't it. Anything else like that left? Don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's just definitely in droplets.
And it's on one of Bluchu or Octo. So this is one of the rare times where you hope to find something on Blue. Where you hope something is on Bluchu. Because if not, you're going to Octo.
Yeah, Artemis is going to get their wish, and we're going to have required Octo. I think I said earlier on as that, you know, maybe there might be some golden sparkly kinstone on Octo.
May have said something like that, yeah. Yeah, Artemis wanted Gustra on Octo, which would have been really rude if the kinstones were accessible elsewhere, so...
I think you might be getting ban points here.
You think? It started so nice though. Like, come on, just...
I mean, Gomo
You
Palace
did
is
have to
fine.
double dip drop this, I think there was a caster kinstone earlier, so... Yeah, that's... Let's hope it's on Bluchu. That would be the nicer of the two options. Artemis,
if-
that's just horrible.
Imagine if the only item left here in Templar Droplets is the dog food on Octo.
I mean,
And then the dog has the last available skin stone.
at that you don't really care about that. Like that's just funny. But it's not it doesn't make it any worse.
Yeah, there's no way Johnny wouldn't check that immediately.
But yeah, because it would be a last location again.
It's like, but technically there wasn't any kinstones in droplets.
There was a Kingston in
Oh,
Droplets.
well, like on Octo, like.
Yes. It's an Octo. Joy!
Oh boy.
At least the Ghost King didn't have anything. Well,
Oh,
but nothing required. Like,
Imagine if Ricky decided to do Octo whilst they were in droplets at the time, just as a wild play.
would that be better? Because it takes you away from your Gastra in Fortress.
Yeah, because then you would have to go, well, either.
You can, like, you go up Way Forest, you find the Cloud of Skins, you can fork your Palace.
Yeah, you then have palace access or fortress access, and then.
Well, if
like,
you
which
even
one
get
do you go
Fortress
to?
access at that point before finding that, like... Are you going to
Yeah.
Graveyard before doing Palace in that situation?
Yeah, probably not. When you have non-required royal
Like,
crypts and
non-required Graveyard
required ones.
versus Palace that you
Mm,
gambled the hell out of Octo to get access to. You're
Yeah,
gonna
you'd
check
be rushing.
that.
You're gonna be rushing palace, honestly, with a seed like that.
So then you full clear a Baron Palace. Like, that's not nice.
And then you ban Ibot for rolling an awful.
But that wasn't even my fault then. Like, just last location Octo and this is fine.
Just yeah. Yeah, we
We
need
might
some
not both
speed
ban me
rollers.
yet, Henris.
Oh, okay. we
Ricky
just
is not
Ricky's,
happy about that Gastra.
Ricky's reaction.
Like, this is a nice go practice everything and you will have cape for all of it seed.
Ricky got their Gust Jar, which Johnny got a while back here in Fortress. Johnny so far full cleared everything, and
Johnny
he won
has
the
cleared
season left.
everything. Like, Johnny
Yeah.
has 2 checks left, both on Octo.
Yeah.
At least unless I'm forgetting something stupid somewhere. Which is possible, but not all that likely here.
Yeah, it'll be very confusing if we do Octo and there's nothing there.
Yeah, I really don't know what else would be left. But then I wouldn't have I wouldn't have thought of, say, Split Blade either if Johnny hadn't just done it before this. So it's more just trusting Johnny to be actually last locationing this.
Swift Blade is unlocked. Like, you can do everything once you have Green Sword, Boots, and Cape, which were all early items. So
Yes,
it should have done it all ages
all
ago.
of those were within the first 2 spheres.
Yeah.
They have full cleared Swift Blade a while ago. So yeah, I don't expect Johnny to do Octoman up here, but they might surprise me.
I'd love to see it.
Oh yeah, but like I said, it would surprise me. Just based on like execution level so far. I guess Johnny is. I don't know. Nope, that's not a save.
Yeah, no save. Just gonna YOLO the Octo fight the regular way.
Well, but probably still, like, I think Johnny has seen this fight enough to do similar movement to the Octoman, but just not do the Manip.
Yeah.
Like, that movement's just fine to do if you can't do Manip. Well, okay, looks like Johnny is not doing that, maybe?
As long as they're
Nope.
not rolling around, that's fine. You can
They're
just dash
dashing around
all over
instead.
them. Yeah, dashing around's fine. Just don't roll because then that will crash. Will very likely crash.
I mean, very likely is an exaggeration. It can crash. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that crash, so... And I've seen people rolling around in there.
Yeah. I mean, in the space of a week, I saw 2 people crash there who were rolling around, and then told everyone to not roll around, and then kind of stopped seeing it happen after that. So maybe it was just rotten luck that week.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's possible to crash, and that's not a risk you want to take. Like,
Yeah.
there's a reason some people save before Octo, even if they can't talk to me.
There's still some people still save before the Caterpillar fight. They'll get the Red Walk and save just in case. Even though
Yeah.
that's far more, explainable and easy to replicate.
Understood. Yeah, I think I do that, but just like save doesn't save that.
Oh,
take that long.
Johnny! Oh, Johnny got a triple but missed the first rock, so he's gonna have to. Okay, he gets
Well,
it.
if you get a smoke, you still get a rock at the start of it. So
Yeah. If you get good RNG, then you even
missing a rock, you still get like no smokes.
There
So
it
yeah,
is.
that's the Kinstone. What a
And it is
surprise!
a Veil Falls Kinstone.
I mean,
well,
if this is a
it
Cloud
didn't
Kinstone, the
have
Veil Falls
to.
Kinstone is on the hard
Oh, that's a
containers.
scroll. There's
Oh,
a
rock
rock
break.
breaker.
That's nice. But yeah, like if that was the Cloudop's Kinstone, Johnny would be in go mode now because the Veil Falls Kinstone would have been on the hard container.
Yes.
The way it is, still have to find that Cloudop's Kinstone up in like either Veil Falls or just in Cloudtops.
Yeah, you just get every check along the way here.
Yeah,
and
it's not
you'll
that
find
long
it somewhere.
to like Johnny will hit go mode soon.
Oh yeah. Poor Johnny. Honestly, Johnny has had the worst luck so far in this tournament. They've had the worst seeds rolled for them, and this one
Look.
isn't. This is probably your worst rolled seed I got in a
Is
very
it?
long time. Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure actually. But
I mean, October.
like you said something about the worst seed you ever played about a seed I wrote, right?
Oh god, it was that fake jet seed. Yeah, that was trash. That was so
See?
bad.
So, but like this
yeah,
one,
no, I hate that one more than this one.
like this one, sure you got to do everything, but you got to do everything, and like you know your opponent will also do everything, and for Johnny that's kind of good, and then you still get a go mode palace at the end, so it's not even that you got to do, like, I don't know. I wouldn't hate to play this kind of seed against an opponent with weaker execution, which...
Oh no, Ricky is made their way to the back of Fortress, but don't have one of their small keys. They left a chest somewhere back at the beginning.
What did they leave? Can't tell on their tracker, actually.
Yeah, Nori, no, you no.
No,
handing off-
Nori, you're not getting out of that. We made a Nori special seed that is for you. So-
I have a suspicion of what the difference between ours and Nori seeds will be.
Oh, you do? Gee, I wonder how you thought of that.
I've got a big idea of what what is the flavor of this
Uh,
punishment scene gonna be. I don't
so-
want to spoil it, so I'm not gonna say what it is.
Yeah, send me a DM so I know.
Yeah, I'll just
afterwards
DM it
if
to
you were
you,
right.
and then you'll.
So Artemis, that pod contains shells because it's one of the obscure locations that aren't randomized if you don't have obscure spots on. I think.
Yeah, we should make that not a shell.
I think we'll probably always randomize all spots and just have nothing important on the disabled ones with new logic. The way we're currently designing it, that'll probably be what happens. So at that point, it won't be shells anymore.
Yeah, we'll just make it map to itself with if a check is considered not
Well, it would just not
not
be considered
assessing.
reachable ever.
Yeah. Oh, then okay, then it will just shuffle.
Junk.
Yeah, it will shuffle junk around those
Yes,
places.
but like.
But that means that like in the vanilla game, if you know for sure, like there's I don't know why it would be important, but you know that you could get a kinstone from that specific pot. Instead, you get some kind of refill from it.
Okay.
It would be a bit
You
weird
can't
when
pick up
you think that.
kinstones in the modes
Yeah.
people actually play. You know that, right? Like non-golden kinstones just don't get added to your kinstone deck.
Yeah, but we need to bear this in
Okay.
mind that vanilla kinstones may be a thing.
Vanilla fusions, yeah, sure. New
If
logic
people
will
want to
make
spend
that way
7 hours
easier.
doing your seeds.
But also, we want kinstone packs or something for that, right?
Yeah.
So we might just keep the fact that normal kinstone drops don't get added to
Oh yeah.
not allow you to go out of logic for those. I don't know. Like, if you can get out of logic through kinstone grinding, that's still bad.
Maybe it'll be slow enough that it will be, people will
I
be
don't want
dissuaded
any
from trying
situation
it.
where we want to even have to consider it if it's slow enough that it's not worth it. So just make it impossible.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. It's not a thing yet, so.
And
There's
there's
lactose of Skinstone.
that is go mode for Johnny.
So yeah, just a go mode palace to go, and then DHC.
Yeah, we could be looking at about 25 to 30 minutes left here, because just depending on execution in Palace and DHC.
Yeah. That's like, I couldn't put hard numbers to how long those take. It also depends a bit on where keys are at in both
Yeah.
dungeons, really. Like, Palace with an early boss key in go mode is faster than Palace with a late boss key in go mode, and DHC with an early boss key is way faster than DHC with a late boss key, so...
Yeah. Yeah, imagine boss key being on something like Fan Loop in Palace. It's like, really...
Yeah. Anything past
Especially
the
when
first
you
lock
know
door,
you're
really,
in-
because then you're doing pod push.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably the biggest difference based on boss key position. Beyond,
think
okay,
fan
then fan loop, like if it's fan loop or vanilla, sure, that's slower yet again.
Yeah, because at that point... Oh, would you?
At that point,
Oh.
you
If
know,
you're still
like,
missing a... Yeah.
Hmm?
Because you could have 5 small keys.
if you have 5 small keys, you do fan loop first. If you have 6 small keys, you do big chest first.
Or you could do big chest first.
If you
get
find
that-
the big key
boss
in
key
big
off of
chest,
Oh, then it had
then
to be
you need
on
to check fan loop
You'd
for a
have
small
to do
key.
fan loop anyway. Yeah, you would always do fan loop first.
so you'd always do fan loop first in that situation. Like, the situations where you do the big chest
Yeah.
first are if you already have all the small keys, or if you're just looking for an item and don't have an element first.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you always do fan loop first.
Yeah. Go. Palace key logic.
Yeah. That'll be a fun thing with new logic, where it could shuffle like the vanilla layout. I want to make that happen.
Yeah. I'd love to lock some small keys up there, so we'd never have to check them. That'd be great.
Well, okay, beatable only is another, but...
Also hints when. I want to know when my palace
Hints
is
should be
barren.
really easy to do. I don't
Yeah.
know. But also, again, like, how you implement hints kind of depends, will change with the new logic a bit. So you probably want to wait for after that to do
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That's one of the things we're waiting for. Is this the syntax finalized? Oh,
Partially, not finalized. We had, like, I think we have something that you could go implement, but that also depends on some other external data still that we haven't, like, finalized the schema for defining it for. So I have something that I should, like, push somewhere online that should pass our current version of the syntax. But it also doesn't have any semantics associated with it yet, and
yeah.
stuff.
I just
so...
want to make some, like, a dummy area, like, just
Yeah,
do
I'll...
the secret or something like that.
Yeah. Talk to me a few hours after the race and I'll push something somewhere to be able to do that.
But in the meantime, Johnny did pick up their boss key for Palace, and they're just missing
they're
one
just
more
looking for
small
one
key.
more small key, so they should skip pot push here.
Yeah, they're free to do so. Trying to get a good look at Ricky's tracker to see what they have available. They've basically not done anything in Caster, so once they've done here in Fortress...
Huh.
Yeah, they've got all of Caster to do.
I expect them to still go do Deepwood first, just to get the element.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to go clear Caster before doing Octo.
And they still have a bunch of checks dotted around in the overworld as well before they would consider going back to droplets.
Yeah. I don't think Ricky is going to hit go mode before Johnny done here.
Yeah, a non-required Octo having an item is probably one of the roughest things you can get in
it just means you're going to full clear up to that point. Like, that's pretty much always going to be the last location, right?
Pretty much. Yeah, you would have to do
I guess, like, you would do it before non-required Georg in some situations. But really, if you're that far into Palace, you probably just go and finish it. So you're probably doing Georg first, most of the time.
Yeah, like sometimes it could pay off if you're playing through a seed and you're thinking, oh, this is really damn slow, it's not picking up at all. Maybe doing Octo early.
Yeah, like if you get like all the stuff for Octo really early and it's just on the back of your mind every time and you keep like almost last occasioning stuff, you might just do Octo at some point during that, but it not like that's not very likely. And yes, that was the last key for Johnny, so they won't have to get any more checks out of this dungeon. We'll just go rush Georg here.
What's worse, non-required Octo or non-required Georg? Octo.
Having access to non-required Palace makes the non-required Georg worse.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
if you have access to Palace and it's on Octo, then that is still worse.
Yeah, like
it's not about it being on Georg versus being on Octo. It's about having access to Palace in that situation.
Yeah. If Palace is completely barren, then oh god, that is awful. You will lose 20 minutes in Palace, full clearing it. as opposed to Octo, which
Before
is
doing Octo,
it's
yeah.
5. Yeah. But if you are going through Palace and you get some items and you decide to full clear it and you do, you end up doing Georg in the end. That's not too bad. I guess you would be feeling great if you'd gone through a completely barren palace and then you get your item on Georg because, well, unless you're last locationing, because then you would feel like crap. But if you're if you're doing palace early and
if you're just risk gambling palace, then you feel great about finding an item on Georg.
Yeah, on Georg of all things.
I mean, the same is kind of true if you're gambling Octo, but you're not gambling Octo. You might gamble palace.
Yeah, the difference between... Well, okay, Templar Droplets is kind of the same length as Palace, a bit shorter,
but
I think.
Just the track from the last pre-Octo check and like having done everything else to just doing Octo is so much longer in Templar Droplets.
Yeah, exactly. Droplets
you're
are
not
so
grouping that in as much as you are grouping in Palace, Georg with Palace. Because once you have done the last check in Palace before Georg, you are at Georg. You just need to beat the boss.
Yeah, Palace is a really like the amount of items you get over time through Palace is very smooth. Like you're constantly getting items here and there all the way through Palace to the very end. But like if you think about your time spent in Droplets, the first half you get everything, and then the second half you're basically getting nothing, and then you finally get Octo at the very end.
But it's more like you get a burst of items at the beginning from the first Ruby path, you get another burst from the second Ruby path, and then it's just some slow stuff, and then it's a really slow check on Octo.
Remember that the Dark Maze has chests every now and then. Sure, there are bursts, but you're still getting things along the way.
Yeah, you are. And then, like, after the second Ruby path, there's still, like, the Gustra stuff. Like Buchu. Like, that's still slow checks, I guess, but...
And then once you've done that, then it's the big just... barren section of nothing up to Octo. They never got down thrust.
Did they never get down thrust?
Oh, that's their one missing scroll. Oh. Do you have the spoiler log?
I do have a spoiler log. I can look it up after.
Yeah, we still have the one possible troll of it being either on Georg themselves, we just see the scroll drop, or or
not drop, but on the heart container. I mean,
oh yeah, on the heart.
The drop,
container.
Dropping item is an element.
Yeah, it's an element. Yeah, Georg without down thrust is far more annoying.
Yeah, at least with Full Sword it's a bit more bearable, mainly because of the damage upgrade.
Fast spin,
and yeah, all the spin upgrades help.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Like that's so much faster. These green Georgs come, like, if you don't have any scroll upgrades, they come about as quickly as it takes for you to get your clones up. So if you get hit by
you charge your sword, wait for them to pass you, and then clone. Right?
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things you have to do in any percent. If you you need to keep an eye on their patterns and try and avoid them. But if you have the scrolls, then you just don't care because you do it so much faster than it takes for them to switch.
Yeah, by that point you will just kill them either with the spin from cloning or.
Right, so I believe that we're ready for a bet.
Yes, we should get a bet here for the Dark Hyrule Castle Big Key. There's 9 checks over in Dark Hyrule Castle, one of which is the Big Key, any one. And well, we usually have a bet for how many checks it takes the runner who goes into DHC first to find that.
Yeah, so as Johnny goes through, we're going to be counting their checks, and then whichever number they get up to is going to be the winner of the bet.
How many checks it takes is the bet. Like, number from... Not where is DHC... Okay, whatever. We know where DHC
Where is DHC? Yeah. Oh, I should have bet... It's north of town.
Need to get that bet open quickly, though. Like, that we would have used that bet, everyone knows what it should mean. Just get a bet open, because it needs to be open before they get the first check in DHC.
Yeah, Johnny's going to be.
How many checks in DHC do they need?
They may skip the king.
How many checks to the big key?
We don't have that many checks. We don't have that much time before they go and get the
Yeah,
the
it's not technically how many checks in DHC. It's how many checks until the big key. But this is fine. Close enough. Yeah, exactly.
How many checks are they going to do in DHC before they pick up the boss key?
Yeah.
So we've got 4, 3, 2, 8, 5, and 7. So we're missing 9, 6, and 1.
I didn't see 3.
I bet 3.
Your message is not showing up in my chat.
Wait, what?
I don't see your chat message.
It's right below Artemis. Like, oh, the bet got redone.
But yeah, duh. That's what we were talking about.
Nice try, WJG.
Almost.
I didn't know I had to do the bet again.
Yes, no, the bet got reset. Because we were not betting on where the HC is.
It's north of town.
Is it though?
It is.
Because Hyrule Castle is there, and then go into the sanctuary, and then you suddenly leads to like Hyrule Castle. But is it actually there, or is it just?
It's more of a philosophical question. Where is DHC?
Where is DHC before you go to the stained glass room? That's the real question.
The real DHC is the friends we made along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. So we should probably close that bet now, since we'll see the first check here.
I'm gonna see if skipping the king was the play. Okay, it's gonna be a small key.
It's a small key, so I'd say it's worth to just get that most of the time.
It doesn't save or lose any time if you skip king, because you'll have to either either there's no more small keys here, in which case
there's a small key here.
What?
You're now setting the quick
Johnny's hoping that Johnny's now hoping that it's vanilla, or they just get a boss key. Well, if the boss key isn't vanilla, then they would have lost time by getting the king.
I mean, you still hope it's on throne, though.
Yeah,
like, sure, you would have lost time on getting the king.
Yeah,
back,
you would have
whatever.
lost a minute.
Hmm?
It's a minute to go and get the king.
I mean, it's probably vanilla. It's out of any check, it's most likely to be vanilla. That doesn't mean it's like actually more likely than not to be vanilla, but it's the single most likely check to be vanilla. That
if I'm right, then
has no basis at all, Hendris, because if there's 3 small keys like this early, it just means that you still have all the things that could have been. That was number 3, wasn't it?
Yep, it was.
Alright.
Lucky number 3. It works every time. What? Riggs! That was mine! I bet first. My message is clearly above WJG's. Yeah, I'm screenshotting this evidence.
Well, your chat doesn't matter for that because it kicked me
I
out of
put
order on your
my
chat.
bet in, and then I wait. I saw like about a
Oh yeah,
second
I
pass
know.
before
Your message was
WJG's
first,
message.
but it was
Yeah.
not clearly first. They showed up at pretty much the same time.
That's some rigged rule
That
if
is
I've ever
rigged.
seen one. I
These
demand
amateurs
recompense.
didn't want you to win the bet. I'm sorry, Myth.
You came here too late. Like, I was in the middle of streaming, and then you guys were like, hey, can you come do comms?
Yeah. Turns out I didn't want to do solo comms for all of the seed that they did all dungeons. You know?
Yeah. I mean, Johnny probably won't be happy with their time, but
I mean,
it's another
considering the
rotten
fact
seed.
that it was a Valfort's Kingston Octo, getting a to like 40 sub to is it going with sub to 40?
Oh yeah, they'll be
Probably,
done
right?
in like 8 minutes.
Yeah,
from
like that's a fine time, right? Like it's not a good time
now. Yeah.
a priori, but considering the Valfort's Kingston, that's a good time.
Yeah, having this dungeon layout and also Octo being required is very rough, and doing it in sub 240, you should be feeling okay about that. Oh no, Ricky isn't doing Octo soon. They have a lot left to do.
Oh yeah,
They
no, Ricky
basically
has
everything. Yeah, everything in Castor, a few checks dotted around the overworld. They haven't gone to Deepwood yet. Wait, did they
if
do
I'm
Deepwood?
seeing that right, there's like
Oh, they did.
check on
They did do-
Grimblade, there's the few Valfort's checks, there's like the South River Field, Minish Flipper's Cave, there's yeah, one check over in London area that I'm not sure about.
I'm
Like,
just going
there's
by what's on their personal tracker.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm trying to look at. But like I see a square there in the London area and I really don't know what it is.
Oh, that's London Cave.
Right. They haven't done that yet.
Yeah, they didn't go there after getting Red Sword.
Well, bombs also. Bombs were after Red Sword.
Oh, right. Were they?
Yes, bombs were in Western Woods.
Oh, right.
Well, we haven't seen all bomb bags yet, but I'm pretty sure we've like last occasion
oh, we
enough that we know
did
that
say
that was
all-
the only available bomb bag.
Johnny's got all bomb bags.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh. Restream trackers said 50, which is what I was looking at. Yeah, it was like
Oh, rough Vetty. Oh, and then he runs out of Great Spin on the last hit. Has to do a full cycle. Yeah, Vetty was just mean there, deciding that it was going to teleport instantly when he had... He could have been hitting it with the Great Spin, but just got unlucky. Yeah, and one hit. It makes you feel like it's so bad when you get a one hit on the last cycle of Vetty one.
well, at least it's that.
Yeah, now onto Vetty 2.
Which is clearly the that's truly one of the wait. No, it's
Why, of
not.
course. And no downstrike either, so gonna have to just do this the regular roll way.
Which is fine. Like
Yeah, you got bow butterfly.
you got all the spin upgrades. You got bow butterfly.
What?
Okay, that
was stupid. No. He
Yeah, I
clearly hit.
no the
Yeah,
hitbox.
Johnny
It hit the
clearly
first
hit
eye.
there. Like the arrow was embedded in that eye.
No, it was not.
it's just-
Vati moved sideways slightly while the arrow was there, so it hit the first eye at the side.
Yeah, but Johnny is also making their clone at the top, so yeah, if you do the clone so that links at the bottom, you're more likely to be able to hit Batty.
Well, the first one he
Okay.
had a clone in the middle, which I think is also pattern.
Yeah, it's also like that as well. You want to have Link at the bottom.
No, I mean, like at the second phase, the first try around that they got their clones destroyed, they had Link
Yeah.
at the second from the top. I think that also should work, right?
I'm not sure.
But they're fine.
Oh
No, no, great spin!
no, not the great
Oh,
spin! They tried to...
so-
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they waited to try and do the sword attack, and then they just did it like a frame too early, and it was
but
just...
then they kept
it goes
great
into a great
spinning.
spin.
Like at that point, you cancel your
Yeah,
clones.
it's
you
panic
just,
at that point.
Like at that point, you cancel your clones, cancel the great spin, and do a slash.
Yeah, exactly. If you're accidentally great spinning, you just kill your clones. That's the best way to recover it. It's faster than pressing releasing A and waiting for your great spin to stop. You can just when you kill your clones, your like a single Link's great spin will actually kill Batty. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can great
be
spin
great
into
spinning with
Batty and
all your
cancel your clones, and it will kill Batty too and do a 3 cycle. That's what I do. Yeah, drag Batty off to the side. Oh,
Getting the bad arm, so it's moving off the portal early to get it away from there.
That's the best way to do it. Just getting a little bit trolley there with that arm.
It's gonna have great spin for this part, so
Yeah.
no issues here.
Anytime.
Better position on the second arm there, which obviously
Yeah.
since the other arm can't be blocking it anymore. There's that arm down, and now it's just 3 rounds of tennis to go.
Oh. Oh, I don't know if that would have hurt them. Oh, okay, they got good luck with Betty there. Betty didn't go too far. Oh, that was rough.
That was just early.
That looked fine to me, but yeah.
Yeah, that was like kind of bit more than like a few frames early on that slash. But did recover nicely, so...
Alright, time for the
Right,
last volley.
Town Pillar was the other Cloud of Skinstone, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah. There's the one on the Wayfall Skinstone on Octo that Ricky is
And
not
GG.
getting before Johnny finishes, which is just now. So,
Yeah.
GG's.
Yeah, Ricky still has a lot left. Oh no, there's the Karlov medal was in there.
Oh, the Card of Metal was in there leading to Kinstone. That's
Was there a Oh yeah, that's
The
right.
visible
there's one
spot's the
visible
Kinstone.
spot. Yeah.
I think Johnny said they joined for an interview. Ricky did also, like they are on a 15-minute delay, so
Yep,
Ricky
so
forfeit at some point doing that.
they join at any point. And
There's
here we
Johnny.
have Johnny, GG, and
Johnny
Ricky
and Ricky.
too.
GG.
Oh,
Oh,
Jeez.
Who rolled this again?
So, hello.
Oh, it was iBot. Yeah. Ricky,
Uh-huh.
I'm so sorry, Johnny. I don't know what is your luck.
3 times. 3 times.
Look, the seed looked fine early.
I am 3 for 3 for full clearing these damn seeds.
You go modded palace.
I was missing 1 scroll.
You did last location.
1 scroll.
Oh.
Let me look up where that scroll was.
It must have been in
I had all the
right?
wallets, I had all the bomb bags, I had all the air.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I thought dipping droplets, getting all that stuff was a great move. I just learned that Octo had the false kinstone, so
Yeah.
thanks.
So, if you had done one more check in Cloudtops, the chest just right off where the kinstone
No.
was.
No. No.
That had your down thrust. Like, not even the long one on the. Like, I think people who wrote those 2 chests the other way around, right?
Oh yeah, I know Bluesy and Hayden routed the reverse way. So they
I mean,
would've
I
found
just
it.
grab chest, go over, grab the other chest, and then hop back into the abyss. That's what
Yes.
I do.
If you had done that instead of just hopping down, you would have had down thrust.
That actually that's actually infuriating.
Oh, but you had no reason to because you.
No,
you
there's
hit
no
go
reason to
mode.
do
Yeah,
that.
but like literally, I
Literally,
literally
the
was at,
next check you would have done.
I literally was like at Georg and I was like doing jumps and I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me! The 1 scroll I'm missing. Ugh. Okay, that's so aggravating.
Well, I made the genius move of, I have the cane. Let's go up Mount Kreml without any bombs. What else
Oh no,
do
I did the
need?
same thing. I did the same thing.
Wasn't it required?
Johnny did the same thing, except Johnny found the ocarina first.
Oh yeah, that ocarina
Yeah.
was fantastic.
Oh, I was so mad. I went all the way up the mountain, came all the way down, and immediately found the ocarina after that. I was so mad.
I got the ocarina really like I got the cape, and I think it was this like right after I went up and got the ocarina, just because I wanted to check the bell real fast, and I was like,
yeah.
oh sick, and then I kept going.
Yeah, I kind of forgot the bell existed until I came back to town.
I tell you, you can't skip out on these fast town checks. Like when you're
Yeah.
going through town to go to somewhere else, get the fastest item on your way through. Like the bell is so fast.
That being said, screw that red sword, by the way, because that locked all of the bomb bags.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
it did,
it's
huh?
town, like at school rooftop.
Yeah,
That's
school
always
roof.
something.
It's one of the quick ones.
It's not always something.
But it's very like that's one of the more likely to have something.
I actually meant to get it before I did the rest of those town checks. I had just gotten distracted because I'm very easily distracted when it comes to playing most randomizers.
Yeah.
And so I got distracted and I was like, ooh, checks. And then I was like, oh wait, I've got to check this. And then I went up and got it. And
You
I was
could
like,
have found
I'm
the
going to kill.
Kazakin stone in the Stockwell attic first if you had gotten done a bit more distracted.
Oh, I know. No, that was so aggravating. I left, and then I like almost immediately got the kinstone, and I was like, "Great, that's what I wanted."
Yeah, when I finished Deepwood Shrine, I debated going back to Droplets, but I had all of Castor Wilds to do, so I just went to Castor Wilds.
Yeah, there was no way you were getting.
You hadn't done Castor Wilds.
I went through Castor Wilds to get to Fortress of Winds, and I kind of skipped all Castor Wilds except for the training check because it was on the way, and I skipped the rest of it.
I did all of it after I did frickin' Western Woods. I did Western Woods and I was like, it's here. And then I got the flippers and I was really angry because I had just gotten everything else. And it was like, flippers, get 4 more checks. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, the flippers threw me off because I thought, oh, good, I could do Deepwood Shrine. I don't have the Gust Jar, but I kind of forgot about the Gust Jar until I got there, and then I had to leave.
Oh, Gustar was so funny.
Honestly, when I got the caster, the final caster kinstone, I was like, okay, Fortress of Go mode, here we go, and there's the Gust Jar. Yep, okay, awesome. Just need 3 kinstones, and I spent the next hour looking for 3 kinstones.
Yeah.
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 I
It's one of
mean,
the things with this rando is when you check your elements, you then completely change how you route a seed. If fortress and palace are not required, you don't need any kinstones.
Right.
You can do a lot of gambles and kind of like skipping just random overworld places and doing dives into places. But on a seed like this, when both fortress and palace is required, you need all kinstones. You got to be more thorough.
Yeah.
And that's why I was being extremely thorough.
you were being
Yes.
very, very thorough.
Everywhere.
Like, to the extent where, given that you had Ocarina, maybe you could have routed some. Like, you were going to do everything before Octo, so it really didn't matter. and
It
you
didn't
just got-
matter because of the kinstone
Like,
on
there's
Octo
some
in the
things
end.
like doing hiking without flippers that just cost you some time.
Yeah, it was getting that. It was doing the flippers and the bomb bag were probably the most aggravating because I didn't know how to route Krenel after I'd already gotten the warp point. And I was like, how do I do this? Because
Yeah, that's
I
not
was like-
something you often. Yeah.
I eventually had to fix my brain and I worked back to town and then just like went up that way because I was like, this is not gonna work for my brain.
For the lower credit checks, that might be faster.
Yeah, I was just sitting there and I was like, this is not gonna work. For
Yeah,
my
you
head.
split Krenel in 2 in that
Yeah, like you
situation.
do the upper checks from the war point on Krenel, and you do the lower checks from the south entrance, I think.
Yeah.
But still, you do get a ban point from me, I think, if only for that Octo Kinstone.
Yeah, I figured. Ricky?
I mean, I didn't get there. If I had gone there, I'd give you a ban point, but I didn't.
I mean, you
get
still
there, so I don't
can.
think it's fair.
You still
I
can.
mean, you
Alright,
still had to suffer through a 1 hour Kinstone hunt or whatever.
Yeah, this
because
is
of
true.
that.
Actually, yeah, that's fair. I'll give a ban point for that.
Do you get a bounty point for Octo?
Yes. No, bounty. No, I don't think there's a
I
bounty on
forget
one.
which the bounties. I forget what the bounties are.
For both
there's a lot of
non-element dungeons are required, like the boss. So if there was something on the Ghost King as well, then
Yeah, thankfully there wasn't. Like the bomb bag does not count.
Oh yeah. Oh, is Baron required to? Yeah, it's not.
It was Baron required Palace.
Yeah. But it was
Pretty
not
sure.
Baron. It was. Well, I think it did have. It had a scroll.
Did it?
Yeah, it had. I think, because that was my 10th. I think.
Oh.
If
Good.
I'm not crazy.
Thanks for
Dombe
finding
had
that out.
Dombe was hilarious. Because I went up there. What did it have again?
One of the kids,
Caster
the last
Keystone.
Caster
It had,
Wild
it had a
Oh.
cast. It had
Well,
a
it
caster
wasn't your
Keystone.
last, but yes.
It was my second, but I got it and I was like, that's hilarious, and then I kept going.
Palace had dog food. On FanDuel.
oh yeah,
Palace had dog food. Why? It's
Not seeing a
ridiculous.
scroll in there though. But
Oh,
dog
you're not
food
seeing
means
a
it's not
scroll?
banned, so
I
that's enough for me.
definitely thought I saw a scroll. I could just be going crazy, but that's fine.
Nothing on Yidari, nothing on Tingle, I don't think. Well, remote
have
ones,
the
but not
notes.
progression. Nothing on Waveblade. It was something on Dampe. Nothing on Angel on one non-required boss.
I thought there was something on Waveblade. Am I
I
crazy?
thought it was 5 arrows.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm mixing seeds
Hey,
up.
5 arrows is something.
Yeah,
I've been
not
doing, like-
progression though.
I've been doing like pretty much a seed a day, so they're all starting to blend together. So
Yeah, welcome to the people who play Minish Cap all the time.
like it's just all started to blend together, and I'm like,
Now
yeah,
you're
no, there was
starting
a
to
scroll
realise
there.
why comms just don't pay attention to anything. It's like, oh, what was that? I don't remember.
It's gone. The thought is gone. Yeah. I definitely feel like my execution was pretty on point for the most part. It was just pretty much that body fight.
You got robbed a bit. It wasn't the best RNG. But the sections where you weren't getting bullied, you did well.
Yeah, I feel like my execution was really good this time. Just personally. But I'm not that mad with that time considering the Veil Falls Kinstone.
Yeah, no, this was like sub 240 on this seed. It's a good time.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. But it was pretty rough.
And I'm not now on top of the band list for the seed match started.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me. Are you at the top now?
I am, but also neither Hendris nor Myth have any seeds on there yet. Yet.
I like how 2 of those are just seeds that have been rolled for like my mini races in the Scrubs Discord.
I mean,
Splits and Kits both decided to roll seeds, and it was just the worst.
I mean, if you
I
have
rolled
someone
the
feeding
Goldfish
those
and Splits
not
one.
available somewhere or something, you can just add them to the ban list.
I have a
the ban list is open for casual races. It's not just tourney and weekly races.
I'm constantly terrified of rolling a seed for that specific reason because I don't want a punishment.
Don't worry too much about that.
I don't want a punishment
Like,
seed.
I don't want to be in the punishment race because I enjoy making the things a lot, and that's kind of an issue if I try to do both.
Hey, you gotta eat what you
I
cook
can't
sometimes.
I can't do Oko. Do you know how
Oh,
many freaking...
No. Oh, no,
Okay,
I won't touch one-hit
We're not
KO
that
in any
boring.
settings in any games ever.
We're not that boring.
I could do Oko with Ocarina of Time. I would die a lot, but I could do it. Minish Cap, you take too much force damage.
I mean, anyways, we could add Oko to your seed, just on top of everything else, but I don't think you would enjoy it. I'm not sure that seed as we made it is possible with Oko.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's for a race that they really got to schedule at some point.
As soon as Hendris's PC isn't on fire.
Yeah, I know. But that should be a lot of fun. That will be a worse seed than this one, for sure.
I want to see how horrible you made our seeds in comparison to Nori's seed.
Yeah, I still haven't. You haven't sent me your guess at what do you think the difference is yet, have you?
I mean, you're not going to respond to me over what it actually is, but I'm going to say it, and then like you can tell me after. I'll know afterwards if I was right. But I'll send it to you, and then you can just not say anything about it until.
I mean, I could just not say anything about that, but I could also just say she is running largely.
Oh,
the
she's
same
not going to be doing that. That's the thing. Hers won't have
she
that,
is
but
running
ours
largely the
will.
same seed as you guys.
Yes.
In the
Like,
core, and it's just modifications that make it way more bearable, probably, on a pure like execution level required. But like all the routing decisions, from that perspective, your seeds are the same.
Me and
I have nothing else to
very
say.
cryptically here, whilst everyone's just like, okay.
I mean, I basically just said no to you, so I could also just say what your guess was.
I'm gonna be honest, I completely zoned out.
Yeah, but
While you were
don't say what my
describing that,
guess
I just
is,
kind of
because-
zoned out.
Yeah, don't say what my guess was, because then it's giving everyone information of what it might be.
Well, I didn't say if that is in the seed or not.
Yeah, no, you're not going to say anything about it. That's the point.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know what my guess is, so that after we do it,
But I just said that that is not the difference between
Oh,
your
that's
seeds.
not. Yeah, I didn't explain what the difference was. What? Yeah.
I thought your guess was going to be what's the difference, not just what
Yeah,
the
that
seed
was
in general.
that was what my guess was of what the difference was.
Yeah, no. That how would that be the same seeds? Like that wouldn't work. Anyways,
All right.
doesn't really make
So,
sense to talk about that if we're not letting everyone else in. So
yeah, if
probably shouldn't be doing that.
if nobody has any other final words,
I just need to practice my execution so that I can do a full clear in really sub 3 time.
Yeah, it was-
I had one thing I wanted to say, but I forgot what it was. So I guess I don't.
always happens, doesn't it?
We need more seed rollers because all of the mods have finally started rolling terrible.
No, Hendris, I'm gonna get a 4th full clear. I'm afraid of you.
yeah.
Okay.
Johnny, just tell us who you want to roll your next seed out of the roles.
I don't know.
Yeah,
If
like
you had Meryl-
I said before this is like Johnny's gonna have an aneurysm if they have another crap seed, so Ibot, please roll it for them.
Yeah, yeah, you said that last time, and then Ibot rolled it, and then this happened.
I can roll it. I
Well-
haven't rolled a seed before. I have no idea what I'm going to come up with.
For the tournament, it has to be race mod, I think.
Yeah, but
Or for
usually-
casuals.
There's still Tress. Oh God, don't.
It's still
Okay.
correct. The
Oh,
last loop.
I mean, if Trez does it, I'll do it. I'll play it. Literally, I've accepted at this point that I'm just gonna full clear every seed I play in this
I mean,
tournament
as
from
long as
now
you go
on.
faster than your opponent, it's fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
just
long
be
as I
faster,
full clear
forehead.
faster than everyone else can regularly clear the seed, I'm good.
Play game good.
On a seed like this, you weren't shortcutting this. You were full clearing the same way you were last location in Octo.
I was. Oh, I hard committed to last location.
But like everyone would.
Yeah.
I was like, it's Octo. I'm not doing this anymore.
This is the kind of seed that shows
This is the kind of
who
seed where it's
what,
just
ki-
execution
how good
difference,
your
really.
execution is. Yeah.
I
'cause
did
everyone's
Blue Chew
trying to
before I did
Octo.
Octo.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like I said,
Yeah,
everyone would.
exactly.
That's just that's the sensible routing decision. Doing Octo any time before when you did it would have been a huge gamble.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that's everything from everyone, all I want to say is a huge thank you to absolutely everybody. The two runners, you guys both did a good job. Obviously, congratulations to Johnny. Very well done. You're progressing on to the next round. Ricky, I believe in you. Okay, I do. I really do.
You can do this.
Hey, I'm not
Um,
expecting to get a win in any of these weeks, so it's all good. I'm just practicing.
It's coming. It's coming. I believe. Thank you to Ibot for starting off the comms, and then thank you to Myth for joining us a little bit later than normal. But you guys did an absolutely excellent job.
There was Gondor calls for aid, and we respond in kind. It was me.
And obviously, a huge shout out to WJP who won that bet because they clearly deserved it. And finally, shout out to the trackers. They're really, really hidden behind everything, but it was Hendris and Artemis. Go follow them. Go follow the runners if the bot decides to work, and go follow the commentators. But that is us. So we'll probably be heading over to ZSR main for a lovely little race over there. And if there's nothing else for anybody else to say,
Majora. Fun times.
then that's us. Appreciate you all watching as per usual. See you then. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Laters.